Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel Civil Steps. So Civil Steps has started one of the important series that is for prelims 2022. So Target Prelims 2022 initiative of Civil Steps will help students to cover the important topics of history, geography, polity, economy, science, environment and current affairs. So this Target Prelims 2022 series has started from 19th of December 2021 and will help you to cover more than 1000 important topics for prelims examinations. Target Prelims 2022 has been designed keeping in mind the dynamic nature of the UPSC civil services examinations. Hence, Target 2022 focus on overall preparation of a serious civil services aspirant, and it will sail you through UPSC civil services examination very smoothly. So today we will discuss important MCQs of economy. So the first question is, economic growth is usually coupled with option number A deflation, B inflation, C stagflation, D hyperinflation. So you can pause this video and write your answer in the comment section below. So the answer of this question is option number B inflation. So inflation and economic growth are parallel lines and can never meet. Inflation reduces the value of money and makes it difficult for the common people. Inflation and economic growth are incompatible because the former affects all sectors as indicated by CPI or Consumer Price Index. So these concepts such as deflation, inflation, stagflation, and hyperinflation are very important from UPSC exam prelims point of view. So you should know what is deflation, what is inflation, what is stagflation, and what is hyperinflation. So this question can come in further prelims like 2022 and 2023 also. So you should know these concepts very well. So now let us discuss question number second. What is the purpose of district mineral foundations in India? Statement number 1, promoting mineral exploration activities in mineral rich districts. Second, protecting the interest of the persons affected by mining operations. Third, authorizing state governments to issue licenses for mineral exploration. So select the correct answer using the code given below. Option number A 1 and 2 only, B 2 only, C 1 and 3 only, D 1, 2 and 3. So you can pause this video and write your answer in the comment section below. So the answer of this question is option number B 2 only. District Mineral Foundation DMF is a trust set up as a non-profit body in those districts affected by the mining works to work for the interest and benefit of persons and areas affected by mining related operations. It is funded through the contributions from miners. Its manner of operation comes under the jurisdiction of the relevant state government. So, this was the question that was asked about District Mineral Foundation. So, you should know what a District Mineral Foundation is. So, now let us discuss question number third. Consider the following statements. First, the Reserve Bank of India manages and services Government of India securities but not any state government securities. Second, treasury bills are issued by the Government of India and there are no treasury bills issued by the state governments. Third, treasury bills offer are issued at a discount from the par value. So, which of the statements given above are correct? Option number A 1 and 2 only, B 3 only, option number C 2 and 3 only, option number D 1, 2 and 3. So, you can pause this video and write your answer in the comment section below. So, the answer of this question is option number C, 2 and 3 only. So RBI is public debt manager for both state and union governments. So statement number 1 is wrong. So according to Department of Economic Affairs, short-term debt of the central government on residual maturity basis includes 14-day intermediate treasury bills, regular treasury bills, dated securities maturing in the ensuing 1 year, and external debt with remaining maturity of less than 1 year. So, short term debt of state governments comprises internal debt that includes market loans maturing within next 1 year and repayment of loans to center. Therefore, statement number second is right. So, T bills are sold at discount and repurchased at par value, that is face value. So, statement number third is also right. So, now we left with option number C, that is 2 and 3 only. So, you should know the functions of RBI, what are T bills, and who issues T bills. So, these topics are very, very important. So, you can read this from monetary policy. So now let us discuss question number 4. Convertibility of rupee implies option number A, being able to convert rupee notes into gold. Option number B, allowing the value of rupee to be fixed by market forces. Option number C, freeing freely permitting the conversion of rupee to other currencies and vice versa. Option number D, developing an international market for currencies in India. So you can pause this video and write your answer in the comment section below. So the answer of this question is option number C. So convertibility of rupee implies freely permitting the conversion of rupee to other currencies and vice versa. Currency convertibility is the ease with which a country's currency can be converted into gold or another currency. So this topic is very, very important, convertibility of rupee. So UPSC can ask current account convertibility and capital account convertibility also. So you should cover this topic from standard sources. So let us now discuss question number 5. What does venture capital mean? Option number A, a short term capital provided to industries. B, a long term startup capital provided to new entrepreneurs. Option number C, funds provided to industries at times of incurring losses. Option number D, funds provided for replacement and renovation of industries. So you can pause this video and write your answer in the comment section below. So the answer of this question is option number B, a long term startup capital provided to new entrepreneurs. So, venture capital is a long term financial capital provided to early stage, high potential growth startup companies or new companies. So, UPSC can ask question of any keyword. UPSC can ask what does this keyword mean to you. So you have to tell the meaning of that keyword. So those keywords can be asked which are directly in the news. So UPSC can directly pick that keyword and UPSC can ask in its prelims examination, what do you mean by that keyword? So you should cover these topics very well from standard books and basic NCERTs and newspaper also. So this was all about this video. You can like the video and you can subscribe the channel as well as press the bell icon. Thank you very much. Thank you very